formal events. I make an event formal wherever I go. And what I mean by that is, however I choose to show up in style, whether that's my hair, whether that's my fashion, that's for me. I'm not trying to mimic anyone. It's not a thing that locks or natural hair cannot do. Even if you're, you got this big voluminous hair, you wanted to straighten it for the day, that's yours. Again, I have absolutely nothing. Let's remember, nothing against people that decide to, switch it up. I was that girl, but once I switched it up and took it out, I knew what I had by God's grace. What's up? What's up, beautiful souls? Hey, hey, hey. Thank you so very much for dropping by my channel. I don't take it lightly. As I always say in my videos, you could have been elsewhere in these YouTube streets and the algorithm pulling you through, whatever. But thank you. I truly don't take it lightly. So today's topic, we will be talking about locks and why I believe natural hair in general, but especially locks, are for all occasions. So come on, chime in with me and tune in with me. So locks are for all occasions. Anyone that knows me know I can talk about these type of topics over and over again. Let's even I guess too would help me with this situation. We can go way back to college. I can't lie, when the pressures are, you can call it like pressure around you, when a lot of women are doing certain things and you don't feel strong in your own self. And again, this is a woman that come from, let's put it out there, come from all kind of, I never wore wigs. I wore sew-ins. I always like to switch it up. That's my vibe. My spirit is just a free spirit. Anyone knows me knows I'm just, I'm all over in a good way, because I'm exploring my life and what aligns with my life. So when it comes to hair and all of that stuff, I did all of that, but I always like voluminous type of hair that mimic my hair. By God's grace, I've been blessed to have hair on my head. For most of us who can grow hair, not everyone, right? So I do want to be mindful of that, but I've always knew that I had a lot of hair, thick hair. My stylist at the time used to tell me, girl, you got, as she used to get through my hair. Then fast forward, I nurtured my own hands and hair, and that's just like a side thing that I love to do. I have done friends' hair, I've done my hair. That's why it's easy for me to just jump and do locks, and just why I wanted to switch up the game with, not necessarily switch up the game, people been doing semi-freeform locks, but show people you can have multiple styles with the confidence and rock out. But I get it, if people like what they, people like what they like, but I'm just here for my platform as a part of it, because, right, I talk about a lot here, but initially it was started from natural hair. But all in all, I'm getting off track. With graduation, so many beautiful women I went to HBCU had, their natural hair. They used to rock daily, but for graduation, they just felt like, some of them were around because it was small. Oh, they just had to put hair in their head. And come on now, this could have been temptation for somebody like me. But once I hit college, I returned natural, and I kept that energy. So I love looking at my pictures from college and like, even with the temptation around me, I had my Bantu knots, not necessarily like this. It was natural, it was, once I took them down, it was cute, fluffy. When I'm looking back, I love that for myself. But why locks are for all occasions, formal events. I make an event formal wherever I go. And what I mean by that is, however I choose to show up in style, whether that's my hair, whether that's my fashion, that's for me. I'm not trying to mimic anyone. It's not a thing that locks or natural hair cannot do. Even if you're, you got this big voluminous hair, you wanted to straighten it for the day, that's yours. Again, I have absolutely nothing. Let's remember, nothing against people that decide to, switch it up. I was that girl, but once I switched it up and took it out, I knew what I had by God's grace. I knew that I had a head full of hair. And I get it, that's not the case for some people. And even if that's the case for some people, they have a lot of hair and they just shave it all off because that's what they want to do. And we're respecting that. But this video is primarily to tell you locks are for all occasions. As you guys can see, I get very passionate about these topics. But formal events, right? Like weddings, what else? Certain type of parties, certain type of whatever. What? You better believe as long as I have my locks, they're going everywhere with me. And I want the same for you if that's what you want for you. But yes, it's nothing that a lock can't do if you want a sleek ponytail, even make it out of a bun. If you want, again, I'm not trying to make it sound like it's easy. I get it. Everyone is not good with their hands and hair, and I just want you to know to feel empowered that as long as you keep it clean, neat, and experiment best you can, or you don't feel comfortable with yourself, go to a loctician or something. But locks are for all occasions. I believe that locks, let's talk about workplace. I strongly believe, I am so sorry, this is not back in the day. If a job comes to you telling you, I mean, I guess outside of the military or whatever, not to say whatever, but if you want to be a part of something that bad regarding military, understandable. But it's not a time that a person came to Danita talking about hair. I'm sorry, not knowing, because I feel like, wow, like, what about my skills? What about the energy I'm going to bring to your organization? All of that stuff. You mean to tell me that all goes out the door? So I believe we attract what we put out. I never attracted that type of energy. Any job that I worked in various type of populations, coming from a social work background as well. As long as you got the work done, from what I understood. I don't know, maybe it's because the city that I was in at the time and the city that I'm in now, right? I don't know. I just feel like all that, oh, you know, I got to put my hair a certain way. What? I went to interviews, hair big, all of the, whatever I felt in my soul, that was for me, and I attracted that. So I think in the past I did a video about let's debunk locks. I mean, not locks, and just natural, locks, and just natural hair in general. You won't be able to attract that job. I'm sorry, is that job for you? Is it really worth it? I mean, that's just questions to ask of yourself. I'm no one's, as I always say, God or dictator or whatever. That's just something for you to sit in. I just feel like if it's something as mediocre as my hair and I keep it clean and I keep it styled, I mean, you put me next to I guess an Asian woman or a white woman, they keep it clean and styled, but their hair I consider bone straight, they are more acceptable. And we all know that goes back to back in the G, all of that shit. But here I am, I don't care how big or small of a platform, I'm gonna always utilize my voice. And I feel like, yes, the workplace, I never had to worry about it. And if you're out there thinking about starting a certain journey, just continue to, whether it's I guess I'll speak of vlogs, you know, keep yourself together best you can and just show up, you know, and whatever's meant for you will be for you. So last but not least, I do want to talk about relationships. Relationships. I mean, my background growing up, I was around a lot of, I don't know what it feels like to not. All I know is I always was considered attractive to men, you know. So I mean, if that's your thing, trying to pull a certain type of man or a certain type of look of a man, do, I guess, if you so choose to do that. But because I got my own get up and go and things like that, I'm not trying to woo a man in that type of way. And that's on you if that's what you so choose to do, but just be mindful of what you had to do to maintain certain things, people and all of that. So relationships, hey, you got the locks or you got the natural hair and you meet a man and he's like, I ain't with that natural shit, or, you know, I don't know what it is. What you gonna do? You gonna fold, you gonna go and chop it off, you gonna go and relax it, you gonna go and start wearing straight hair for him. Hey, if that's what you gotta do to want to maintain love, I'm not for it. But I mean, if that's what you so choose to do, I would definitely say think about it. Only do what you want to do with your hair because you want to do it for your hair. There are too many people suffering trying to please other people in this society today. All I want to do is just tell you, if a career, if a formal event, if the relationship is not rocking with who you are at your core, they can get to stepping. And I'm serious about that. So I am just your little reminder. The energies are up there. And I said, why not? I'm always passionate about topics like this. Would love to hear what you think below. But yes, I just got a little Bantu thing going on today. Later, y'all. Have a great one.